Alright, I'm gonna play a strange little game that I made this past spring called Cthulhu's Paradox. We did this contest called the Ridiculous Games Contest, and the person that hosted the contest, his name's Fenrir Lunaris. He's like the main OHR guy who's done a lot of the big pack-in crap, like Vikings of Midgard. He thought it'd be a really fun idea to basically make a roast type contest. So I did not agree. So my response was, okay, I'm gonna make a game about you. Or about what I think an exaggerated interpretation of you could be. And that's I guess Cthulhu's Paradox in a nutshell. It takes a lot of really strange twists and turns. This was kind of one of my newer attempts at trying to sculpt a story front to back, and then create little supporting patches of content in between. So I think it does really well. I think it's hard to tell if it's anything could be taken out or if anything could be added in, but I think it's a good length. It's a 3-hour game, so we're gonna try to do the whole thing in one sitting. So here we go. It is compatible with a gamepad, so you don't need to type anything. I thought the word paradox was pretty neat because it basically says what we're about to say could be true. So is everything about Cthulhu in this game true? Have to find out. And the game starts you off right in the middle of Vikings of Midgard, Fenrir's most popular game. Vikings is a game that has had a very long history of production. And one thing that has not really changed throughout the course of that is the first real area of the game, which I thought would be hilarious to just recreate entirely with Fenrir. I guess his name is Eddie Lee, but his name's Fenrir or something like that. I don't know how to say his name. I think most people just call him Fenrir. But I thought it would be really funny to recreate the entire beginning of Vikings of Midgard with that art style. And one of the main things I wanted to do with this game was to prove that with a good enough idea and a good enough execution, you could use a sprite pack and like created assets to create something really awesome, even if it's not your original art. I think original art is something that a lot of people expect, but there's nothing wrong or there's no shame from just using assets that people worked really hard on. Maybe you're not great at drawing trees and stuff, so just, there's no shame in it. If it works for you and it keeps you creating content, then I say I'll go for it. But this entire segment is literally verbatim Vikings of Midgard. I even stole the code from him to do this. Because in my mind, everything in Vikings of Midgard, regardless of who contributed to it, it's a community pack-in game, so everything in there is fair game for anyone to use, learn from, etc. Even if Fenrir didn't create it. I contributed something to it, and by all means, if someone wants to use it, then go for it. The one thing I'm not thrilled about is the way wolf sprites are in the Fenrir pack. I think the human sprites are just fine, but the wolf sprites are they were really challenging to manipulate. I don't think the Frecky or Hottie sprites are necessarily great, but They get the job done. You can kind of tell, I guess, what she is. There's no point in really commenting on the dialogue from Vikings because it's just literal Vikings dialogue. My favorite thing that happened when people played Cthulhu's Paradox is how many complaints people gave the beginning of this game. And I just think to myself, man, did they never play Vikings of Midgard? Because everybody talks about how much they love Vikings, but everyone hates the beginning of this game. So that's really, really funny to me. Frecky is gone. She was there all the time. And that's a bug I just recently fixed. Now, for balance purposes, the treasure chests are mostly there because of me. Because there's no shop you can go to. And because of that, it basically means stealing is the most crucial thing you can do at this stage of the game. I'm not a huge fan of the default battle engine. I feel like I've put my time in with it, and I'm just, I don't find it fun to develop games using it. So I do feel like the battle parts of this game are, maybe some of the weakest parts of it. And I didn't, like, make a custom engine only because I spent all the time setting everything up to use the Vikings of Midgard joke. So I just kind of kept it going and tried to make battles as minimal as possible. Okay, I did get cloth robes. I think for the most part, I didn't share the production of this game with anybody in the community, so it was a pretty good surprise for Finn when he played it. I think it's the chainsaw guy, Jack or whatever. He's replaced with Mr. Triangle. I tried to do as many things with Fnurf's sprites as humanly possible. I even actually had him make the Cthulhu battle sprites. I did totally fish to get him to do more, and it did not work. But hey, Cthulhu battle sprites kind of made the whole game possible. In Vikings, this is supposed to be a forced battle, but I couldn't really, I don't really agree with that. So I just figured it was a good time to just educate people about the power of his ability. Because people could die real easily. There's one very big thing that you kind of learn studying Fenrir's games, and that's that he basically creates a big gimmick about how to win most fights. I think it's probably because he's such a big Mega Man nerd. And that every boss has a weakness, but you could fight it the hard way if you wanted to. Which is not a bad way to design boss battles in, like, RPGs. There's usually, like, a ton of elements. Alright, so now we can go fight the triangle guy. Well, dang. That is my, my issue, I guess. Is that how easy the spellcasters can die.
Game saved.
I did make all of Mr. Triangle's his attacks. All of them are basically Bully Maguire quotes, like from when they all the videos from Spider-Man 3 that people make. Like, oh, look at little Goblin Jr. You gonna cry? So that was for that. All right. We're almost done with the Vikings part. I feel like the entire forest area in Vikings of Midgard is basically just a lesson to use Frumpy's force attack. I did not test this, but I did this yesterday. Basically saying, hey, explore everywhere in the game. That's relevant to the entire game and also this situation. Alright, so I gotta use some herbs. There's not like a huge point to using a lot of your items on everybody. Because all you gotta do is get through this fight, and everything else is just, you can keep for the rest of the game. Spoiler alert, I guess. That's why I haven't used any of the vigor. I did have to drastically nerf this guy from the Vikings fight to this. Because even though, like, you got force and everything, I didn't want people dying constantly here. But everything else was Vikings.
Game saved.
Now everything, the Vikings do meet Cthulhu in this next part in Vikings. I just, this is the beginning of Cthulhu's Paradox. The name of the game and also his paradox. This is the beginning of my jokes, I guess. I am so happy because a lot of people that played this game are OHR developers. So many people fell for this joke. It's fantastic. Oh my god. So all of the things are different things like in the real developer like stuff. And if you go to exit game, it gets rid of it. So you just have to ignore it. So, I love that joke because of how many people it tricked. A lot of the ideas for this game were because Fen and I were going to make Halloween Quest 2. Halloween Quest 2 was largely going to rip off Kingdom Hearts 2. So, a lot of this game actually is sort of like Kingdom Hearts 2. You travel to different worlds, you deal with all these hooded figures, but you play as the main guy in charge instead of, like, Sora or whatever from 358 over 2. And just like in Kingdom Hearts 2, all the dudes kind of look the same, but there's like these little subtle things that make them distinguishable. Like how Charbile's character has a foxtail, Idle-Nose character has fennec ears, Spoonweaver's character looks like Tim Tim. My character's supposed to be Mr. Triangle, so he's only got one eye. But the idea is that, like, basically, instead of everything that happened in Vikings of Midgard with Cthulhu's arc, what if instead of that happened, he had kind of a midlife crisis, and it went off from that. That's why everything else is kind of like, oh, well, what are we supposed to do with the lady? We've kidnapped her because he kidnapped her in the Vikings. So it's just kind of a Vikings going first as a springboard into the whole game. Basically, Cthulhu is like Tinkerbell, that he will fade out of existence if nobody believes in him. Every time I've tried to write jokes that I thought I don't know would like the obvious jokes that he makes, they've never really worked. But I still add them in there in the off chance that maybe it gets a giggle out of them. That's why I put the little pharmacy jokes in there. And that's basically setting you up for the mission, like the whole game, is that you gotta fill up that rage meter, which basically means that all of your cultists kind of love you again. So, like, I wouldn't normally make fun of everyone. It's not really, like, my bag. But everyone did opt in for this contest, so I just kind of figured, well, I've got all these people, and they're all signed up to do this, like, to be roasted, so I might as well roast them all a little bit. Some people are a lot easier to write than others. All the posters or all the frames in the castle are famous OHR bad guys. That's the kind of thing Fenrir does. The big bad guy from Tim Tim. This is supposed to be where Spoonweaver does his podcast in his secret room in the castle. Spoonweaver's calling Cthulhu fat. Going back to Vikings, you're a glutton for punishment. I don't remember entirely who everyone is at the moment. That might be Gizmog. That's Holly. I mean, it says she's Holly. That might be Rue. That's, I don't know. This is Glow. There is a secret down there. It's not really a secret as much as there's just a secret way to die. Okay, I think there's one more. There's one more secret path over here. Nothing in there. I'll probably go back in there. I had a plan to put a single tree as a joke about Blood Ledger, because Benna thought it was in fantasy games you can put trees anywhere, even inside of a cave. So that was the joke I was gonna go for with that. I let Holly write all of Raven's dialogue. I don't really think Raven minded or cared. So yeah, there's 4 worlds. First world is Vikings. Another good reason why you go right back to Vikings is because you see how hard it is as Vikings, but then it's so much easier as Cthulhu because he's so powerful. So I guess if I'm keeping track of all the different games that Fenrir has put out, because I spoof a lot of them. We have Vikings, and then we're getting ready to do some Stoat. I had a lot of fun doing some like pixel art tutorials for animation. I actually wanted to do animation as my job. I was all on board to do it, but I was going to do it in high school. But I didn't have that program till literally the year after I graduated. And by then I'd already spent 4 years learning about graphic design, so I just kind of stayed at it. So anytime I have a chance to like animate, it's something I enjoy. It's hard because it's like knowing naturally how frames progress can be really daunting. I debated on adding a script to run after you kill each animal, so that way then you know, hey, I've got the last one. Like, I debated on it. And maybe I should. I just haven't really, I don't know if I did that middle island. Yeah, I killed them all. Okay. One thing I would want to do if I ever come back to do this game a little more seriously than what I've done is create more moments like this where the cultists are doing random activities and stuff. Like, just do more world building with the cultists inside of the game. That's a lot of what they did in 358 over 2, the Kingdom Hearts game about the organization. And I always thought that was pretty good. That game is not very fun, but some of the ideas in it are terrific. As like supporting content for the game. The Spoonweaver always called Holly, Raven, and myself the terrible trio, because he'd always accuse the three of us of ganging up on him or rallying other people to disagree with him or something. This is a meme. I don't really know that he's an OHR developer, but for some reason in the Discord, he would always just blurt out whatever game he was playing. I don't know, and just it always would derail people talking about game design. So I figured I would make fun of him. I don't think he plays OHR games, so I'm not super worried about him being upset. He might be, and if he is, you know, he can certainly reach out to me. My email is everywhere. But these are all literal things that he said, so I just put him in there and let Cthulhu react. I based a lot of Cthulhu's moves around the various Vikings that you play as. So that way then everything kind of connected. You're not like wasting your time entirely. You're still learning about the game and the skills in the game by playing as the Vikings. They're basically talking about that Cthulhu is from another dimension, but they don't entirely know that. Alright. Like I said, every Fender game has a way to win. You could fight all the Vikings one at a time, and it would be some type of a battle, but yeah. And I stole that idea from Kingdom Hearts with the slide out bonus boost. I always thought that was a fun reward for doing a task. This is the only part of the game that I think would maybe be 13 and up, but I think it's probably still safe to as an all ages thing. It's just and there's the first achievement, Step on Me. Fender did pick it, but yeah, I think the Wolf Girl part, as hilarious of a joke as it is, and is very it does support another part of the game. It's just a little bit more mature than I would normally go for in my games, but I don't think it's too offensive. Basically, this is seeing if Cthulhu / Fenrir / the player will pick the choices that could be exaggerated based on his personality and his time inside of the community. You get a reward if you pick the answers that I think are correct. This scene was actually supposed to be significantly longer. I actually coded it in and everything, but it was just killing the vibe. Because like originally it was Holly goes on trial, and then Fenrir goes on trial. But the Holly thing just wound up being way too mean, and it wasn't like a light roasting like I wanted. And it worked out better because the scene flows a lot better with it just being Fenrir on trial. And the welcome bot, the judge, he's actually the little trash can robot from a tutorial game a long time ago. I don't even know how to find it entirely. TMC did show it to me, so that way then I could reference it for the sprite. But yeah, it was how I learned how to plot script, even rudimentary crap like I did.
Hello world.
People seem to like a lot when I do the talk to text stuff from stuff. So I did that for the welcome bot. Corrupting the minds of influential teenagers. I could just imagine Fenrir's voice. Oh no! And his little goofy, deep voice. It's pretty funny. And Benna's the one that always goes to everyone's defense. I've not been in there for maybe 7 months or so maybe Benna doesn't do that anymore. Benna usually always is the voice of reason. Or tries to be. I think a Giz and Benna discussion would probably be pretty balanced on both sides. I think that's why I picked the two of them for this.
Computing. Overruled.
That's what I was saying earlier. The Vikings has been done for a long time, but Fenrir he kept coming back to it. He didn't know how to just stop. He eventually did, like very, very recently, like in the last couple of years, so. I personally really thought the first version of Vikings was terrific, and it could have just been expanded on, but the first one was great. Basically, this is saying because Fenrir is so influential in the community that his interests influence kids into following his ideas, not necessarily thinking for themselves, and it makes them antisocial online, like extroverts or introverts. And force them all to be furries.
Computing. I have a verdict. Fenrir is banned.
Just like ghosts aren't real. Now, this next joke. We played a lot of Among Us when that first came out, so that was a little fun to do that joke. You literally wear the same robes. How can I tell any of you apart? I know a lot of RPG like I almost said RPG games like an idiot. A lot of RPGs, specifically older games, they do a lot of just walls and walls of text and nothing to really bring any scenes to life. And that's, I think, a lot of what animation does, is it helps create moments where something that could be boring is actually a little more fluid and a lot easier to kind of follow. I also think a lot of older games tended to do like the giant walls of text, and it's better to just break those text boxes up into smaller things. I think most people just like to get right into the action. So really learning to edit myself and to create smaller blocks of copy was really important, I think, to creating a better flow with your games. And that means like stuff like make the characters point at each other, make them wiggle at each other, make them laugh, make them animate once in a while. Even if it just changes things up a little bit, it still adds a little more personality. Alright, world number 2. The text boxes do change. That was something that I did with AxeCop that I thought, with a reasonable amount of NPCs here, could be worth the effort, and I think it was, to just give them different text boxes based on what's going on in the game. I try to get as many people to actually write their own dialogue as possible.
Game save.
Alright, this is Fenrir Lunarnus reference number 3. This is his game Meh. Volume is very loud here, so... At least in my headphones it is. Try to turn up the microphone a little bit. There, yeah, I'm okay. Okay. And I tried to use as much actual Fenrir content as I could. It's easy to just manipulate it into a situation that works for your, like what you're doing. So that's what I was trying to do. This was a lot funnier with the music that actually came from the things I was referencing. But I was trying to not, like, get in too much trouble with the stuff that I was using. Fenrir's scratch attack is broken, but it doesn't really... It's so hard for Fenrir to kill you. I figured it was no big deal. Plus he's a ghost, so that's fine if it doesn't work. But like in Pokemon, they don't animate, like the old Red and Blue, they didn't animate, so that's something I did for this, is to kind of help Yo-Ghost feel a little bit more animated. I guess I did make a battle engine, but I just kind of did it for lols. So to learn more about Fenrir, you actually have to keep him alive, which means not letting him get fired from his job at the OHR depot. I'm going to, I'm gonna go for an achievement, and I'm also gonna beat it for real. Basically, it's the same plot as Meh. There's like a... I think mine's a little bit more random than his, in terms of it cycling the scenarios. But basically, there's like 10 or 11 different outcomes that there could be. Like, this is the one where the clown farts and stinks up the bathroom. I think I can't think of any of them that actually don't run. Most of them do. And you have to balance the sanity. You gain more sanity by killing people, but you get a higher chance of getting a bad review. So if you play it safe, your sanity goes down, but people walk out and they leave, and they have a chance of giving you a positive review, which can negate a negative review. Or you can kill them and gain sanity. And I kind of coded it so there's different outcomes based on who you kill or don't kill. Like, you get a huge amount of sanity restored when you kill Spoonweaver. And different characters have a higher percentage chance of actually yielding a positive review. There's a, I'm surprised it didn't happen, but there's a very, very high chance that Spoonweaver, even when he dies, will give you a bad review. And even when you spare him, he gives you a bad review. So it's just in your best interest to kill him. Holly's the person to spare, but it does drastically kill your sanity. I did set her up for this, but I asked her to talk about her game that she was working on at the time, and I copy and pasted all of it right into this. And then I actually had her record herself eating potato chips, just like she does here. Because she famously did that while we were in group streams together. This is probably the segment where I roast the community the most. This is the little tiny stupid jabs. I do like that this particular scene always makes Holly laugh, because she just finds it so hilarious that it's actually her eating the chips. So yeah, you lose 20 points of sanity to get to the end of Holly. But she has a very high chance of giving you a good review. And you get a bonus. 30 points. So if like you have to kill Spoon and you only get like down to 1, Holly's a good sure bet that you'll probably get one of them back. And that's Fenrir Lunaris reference number 4, because they reference FFH, his first big OHR community game. It's kind of a shame I'm gonna tank this run by doing the bad ending. Because I'm having a pretty perfect run, actually. The FNAF sprite pack is amazing. Like, most of these sprites came from that. I mean, I animated them and stuff, but, like, the base art came from that, and it's just... If you don't know what to do, like that, and you're making OHR games, definitely reference that. There's a lot of really terrific stuff there. Alright, I can't kill anyone else. I wanted to make sure to put the very first OHR gnome into this game. This is because in the OHR chat, Phoenix would always kind of notoriously come in and just draw naked bird people. And it's like when a mem was just randomly talking about stuff, it would just happen. I think I've maxed out the amount of blood that I can do. Alright, now we meet Hottie. Now I'm gonna die on purpose here. So when I play it again, I'll just be blazing through all the things. I won't be like commenting on them. So that way then I can kind of catch up a little. Let's OHR FINRA reference number 5, OHR radius. Alright. This is how you get the an achievement. I didn't go too nuts with this, but I'm very proud of this segment, so I wanted to make an achievement for it.
You have been defeated.
It used to be Dragon Ball Z sounds, but, you know, I obviously don't own the rights to those sounds, so I replaced them with myself trying to do it, because I don't think I could actually get Charbile to make those sounds. Although, if Charbile, if you're ever watching this and you do want to do a Super Saiyan Kamehameha Blast, you know, you're more than welcome to. Even though Charbile loves Cthulhu, he always loves Hottie more. Alright. Alright. Now we're just gonna barrel through this. Hopefully we get a good run. You definitely always have to kill Spoonweaver. You get too good of a boost not to. Plus, it's hilarious. And that's twice that I fought him just now, where I did not get a negative review. You don't really get anything for killing him besides sanity. And I've still got enough points that I could deal with Holly.
There's that smell again.
Originally, a lot of the voices where it's like me making the monster noise is a was Dungeon Keeper sounds, but you know I obviously don't own the rights to those, so I had to replace them. There's gonna be a lot of comments like that. Alright, gotta let Holly live. It's too, like Spoonweaver, it's too good of a boost not to just do the way that you need to do it. It is a heavy hit insanity, though, to get through Holly. I really gotta kill people though, because she definitely I nosedived. I don't think the original meh. I don't think I had anything where it was like a high stakes thing like the Holly thing. You're the first OHR gnome, but not the worst. You still gotta go. Alright, we made it. Got all the main boosts. And a lot of this music in the game is free. A lot of the licensing that you have to do with it is just reference the person that made it, which is kind of like a douchey thing not to do. Someone made the music and you don't credit them for the work that they did. You're kind of a dick. All right, so I think the Fenrir reference list is up to 5. We had Vikings, Stoat, Meh, FFH, OHR Radius. So now we ask about Fenrir. Fenrir's favorite Mega Man game is Mega Man Zero, and that's what that's from. Also, I'm pretty sure it's happening right now. Not to this extent, but Slime Salad is down, and we would always make a joke that Slime Salad was down, so this is just the screen for that. This is one of my favorite jokes in the game. We made fun of Benna so much for not being able to beat Mario 2 in one of his streams, because he would always die against Wart. So Swordplay helped me code this, where basically it's Benna versus Wart, but Wart is Cthulhu. And it says risk it for the biscuit, because I think there was some type of a joke where I was gonna like support or do something for Benna, and I would give him money to go eat the new, at the time, McDonald's chicken biscuit. And this is a funny joke for Fenrir, because I guess he would always call Firewolf, the guy who made Sword of Jade with Charbile. He would always say that it was a furry game, but I guess apparently that irritated Firewolf sometimes, so he's the furry professor. And this is also where you get to learn about Fenrir's origins. That's supposed to be Volpe's. And this was a lot funnier with the Pokemon songs. No matter which selection you pick, it always picks the one that it's supposed to be, even though all the answers are correct. This is my grandson. I find this very funny that Charbile is Firewolf's grandkid, even though it's not true at all. Getting ready to get our second achievement. I'm actually gonna have to pause the game after this to verify that one of my Steam achievement things I sorted is actually sorted. This used to play, It's Not Unusual to Be Loved by Anyone. And obviously don't own the rights to that song. But they still do the Carlton dance, just like it. They're just doing it to EDM music. And this whole area is supposed to be the Blue Oyster Bar from Police Academy. But, you know, for furries and muscle men. Yeah, I made the edits before the stream. I don't think I published the changes. So, I want to do that, so that way then when I get to the end of the game in a couple hours, I get that achievement. Alright, so the achievement for this is called cease and desist, because I got a cease and desist from Spoonweaver because I did not remove the code that he put into the, like, that I used of his. Now, as I said at the beginning of the stream, I thought everything inside of Vikings of Midgard was fair game because it's a community access game. The music's fair, which is what's in a lot of the game. Like, this is from Vikings. A lot of the arts from Vikings is fair game. So why wouldn't all of the code be? That might be something Fenrir needs to address when he if he ever makes another edit to it or something. I don't know. But using the Technoship Funkatron code is that's how I got a cease and desist from Spoonweaver. So I had to remake everything for that dancing minigame. Even though it looks like it flows similar to Funkatron, it's all completely from scratch. I used a lot of the lessons I learned from Fox in the Woods to make that. So if you guys just give me 1 second. We're actually good. It was an issue with naming the tags, or naming the whole naming the achievement, how the game looks it up versus how Steam's looking for it. Achievements is one of the coolest things we did in the OHR. It just further solidifies the OHR as something competitive to put for PC gaming, which I think is the main focus the OHR should be, is just a great tool to make games and try stuff out on the PC. There's a lot of stuff that goes into posting a game on other platforms, and I always thought that it was just best to just focus on what you're doing right and figure out how to do it better, rather than do a bunch of stuff like half-assed just to get your stuff out to more people. Why not just really do it right in one place? There's pros and cons to both of those ideas, and my idea is not perfect, and branching out to other platforms is not wrong either. It's just my personal opinion. You just forgot I don't know's birthday. Okay, so a fun thing about this is actually programmed to have different responses based on if it's before I don't know's birthday, on I don't know's birthday, or after I don't know's birthday. In this case, we're after. See, it's it would say, oh, it's way before, or it is January 24th. It's small and stupid, and no one will ever notice it, but it's the little extra effort that I like to go to with my nonsense games, to just further detail them. We're gonna take Holly's dead body and use it to summon something you've always wanted. A gas explosion at the Walgreens? A signed Fellowship of the Ring poster from the entire cast, Peter Jackson? The remaster of Sword of Jade? A lifetime membership to the Hottie Fan Club? A complete Roy Gerbel collection? This was fun to learn that you can parent slices to map tile layers. That's what I did here. I think it looks absolutely terrific. Alright, it's Fender reference number 6, Spooks and Summons. Obviously, when Cole just turned red, that means they're on Chaos' side and not Cthulhu's side. They're green when they're Cthulhu's supporters. Forgot me. I don't know his birthday. You're not yourself. I had a feeling this would happen after we did that ritual. Forgetting I said anything, Fen. Just keep trying to fill that rage meter up. Fen? Who am I? Alright. This is probably one of the most difficult parts of the game is the next area.
You must have enough gold.
I wonder if I can't sell the mithril. I can sell some of the other crap though. If this clown gets out of the way. So let's see, I don't need the priest thing. I don't need the leather armor. And I can give Yo-Ghost more HP. Alright. There's another hidden door somewhere. Oh, there it is. And here you get a bunch of goodies. The money's helpful for stuff like going on this third mission. So what do I got now? 350 gold. So let's see. I can't buy anything good, I don't think, so. Alright. World 3. So I got a lot. I think his name's Kevin MacLeod. I figured out to go to his music library because of this part of the game. Because I was trying to figure out how to credit this person, and I wanted to use his stuff because that's what it's used for in this. And there's a lot of terrific stuff there. Alright.
I wanted to be like you, but you wouldn't accept me.
Wonder when Sword. So yeah, we were playing Valheim a lot, and so that's Swordplay's dead body from Valheim. Soonweaver just basically says he's probably got garbage on him. Alright. That's 3 dudes, that's a lot. Yikes. They're really going for Yo-Ghost. I might lose him. Magic down. Well, we're not using any magic. Oh no, it ruined my... Oh. That's supposed to be a physical attack. Just have to do it the old-fashioned way. I guess it makes sense that it's magic. Because it's like a projectile. So Yo-Ghost is not a controllable character. That was a relatively new feature as a different hero type at the start of making this game. And I wanted to really just try it out. He has all the same abilities that he had from the Pokemon game, so the Pokemon minigame was basically a way to learn how Yo-Ghost works.
You were perfect the way you were. Why did you change?
Oh man. This is one of those, you gotta use slash all or else you're gonna die. That first orc attack is a lot harder than the others. Oh, I did kind of forget some things. You can use the encourage move on Yoghost, and it always makes him do a counter attack to heal. I kind of forgot about that. Because it's a random effect of him doing one of 4 things. I'm always surprised when Yoghost just keeps healing me over and over. Which is honestly what I want him to do every time. Like, I don't really want Yoghost to do anything but that. Alright, triple cut is the move we need to know to beat the boss, or the mid-boss of this area. Alright, we got another cultist activity. This is Rue with Bean Boy. Alright. Some more defense.
You poisoned my mind and hurt me.
So, whatever is going on in this dungeon, something is talking to you. This is one of the segments where I might die, because the fight can go awry pretty easily. Inside of a wolf. So basically, right now, if you didn't already know, there's an OHR user. His name's Nathan. He made a game called No Eat, which is a vor game. So I took all of the icky parts that made it vor, and I just made it where you're basically inside of a monster. Presumably funner, but not. Could be funner. I don't think I ever actually say it's funner. The name of the map says Ain, because Ain is the wolf from No Eat. But there's a lot of little subtle things. I don't think I necessarily copy and pasted Nathan's maps, because I did everything in one map versus like 8 different maps. But all of it's kind of in the spirit of what Nathan did. And Sparkly Poo is his vampire. And I tried to animate the scene a little more to give it a little bit more pizzazz, because he's a very eccentric character. Nathan did a lot of stuff with backdrops. And so if you hit Sparkly Poo at all, he'll summon another dead fish. So you gotta do triple cut, and then you gotta do slash all, and you gotta do it relatively quickly. Because you don't want those fish to stack up. I was amazed at how much the FNURF Sprite Pack actually complemented the ideas I had for this game. The boss of this world is quite hard. Alright. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I got some bug going on with the rage meter. It gets all sorted by the end of the level, so I don't get all super bummed out, but it would be nice if it worked. I don't know why it's... I think it's an issue with some tags being turned on. Yeah, I don't think it's Fenrir, because it says all the dogs that can't talk.
Where were you when I needed you most?
So you could honestly think that maybe the voice talking to you is the dog, but you learn that the dog can't talk. That would really suck to beat the sparkly poo and then die from the duck. I think the worms in this area only counterattack. I think the duck, when you hit him, he just quacks at you. I remember doing that kind of nonsense crap. Now, you do not get a free HP restore. So, if you boost Cthulhu's vigor enough, you don't really need to ever really use, Alright, we want more magic out of Yoghost so he can do more healing.
Used to be an icon before you got greedy.
And that's Holly pretending to be Nathan. Or I guess spoiler alert there. And I kind of combo it with her to make it sound more like a Venom thing. So I guess it kind of seemed like it was happening, but
I wanted to be like you, but you wouldn't accept me.
a lot of people kind of supposedly ganged up on Nathan a little bit, and then Nathan's kind of opinions came out that he kind of kept to himself for a lot of time. So this is kind of a joke at that. Nothing wrong with Nathan having opinions that aren't normal, but
You were perfect the way you were.
you gotta read the room with some of that stuff. If you're gonna just upset everyone, there's no point in sharing it, stuff like that. And this is Bob the hamster. I'm everywhere, a lot of the time. It's against my will. It's usually your fault. So I guess you can count that as a Bob versus the OHR thing. So what does that like put us at? 7 OHR or Fenrir things. And this actually does the math from whatever the current year is minus 1994 to figure out how long Wandering Hamster's not been finished. So it's been 25 years of that game being in production, which is insane. But I mean, it's a hobby game made on a hobby engine, so it makes sense that it would take a little while. Only James can kill me, but he'd never do that. The worst he's done is send me to Canada. What? Just try it. You'll see what I mean. Some of the worst things you've ever done lay ahead. You'll learn more when you confront your past. I hate learning. That's why the only slices I'll learn is this. Because Fenrir won't learn slices. This was originally a giant turd. I had actually drawn the turd and everything.
You poisoned my mind.
And Fenrir said to make it a pickle. So, I guess that's better? I don't know. I think they're both terribly disgusting. Because this is supposed to be inside of the wolf's intestines. Alright, here we go. This fight is quite difficult. So...
Game saved.
Where were you when I needed you most?
These are all the different Nathan personas. They all like have a hive mind where they're all basically Nathan, but they all represent different parts of Nathan. I think Fenrir gave me a graphic that somebody had made detailing all of the different Nathan personas that he's had over the years, and then I just drew as many of them as I could, which I think was all of them. You don't remember who you are, or what made you great to begin with. You were always fun and took an interest in other people. Then you got more attention than you could handle, and it changed you. Your artwork in games became more and more inappropriate, even for you. It changed you. When you became obsessed with attention, you became the king of the deviants. Being near you poisoned us. It killed us all. So this further expands on the idea of the OHR trial, that because Fenrir was really into furries, that because he really got into the graphic art of furries in like a hentai-esque way, it corrupted people like Nathan, who looked up to Fenrir. Every one of us here represents a part of us that died trying to get your approval. You used to care about others, Fenrir. Now you only engage with people if it means you can talk about yourself. Your rejection brought out something dark and awful in us.
We are stoked.
The Stoat is a very tough boss. He counterattacks everything. I think if I lose Yogos, I think I'm just... Alright. Yogos is cooperating. I got good... I need Yogos to just really dish out the healing. so it raises his attack. That's why I bought all those attack revert things, is so that way then when I can just kind of wail on him. Now I gotta use a turn or just kill his attack. Oh, he's countering all 3 of my moves. Yeah, I might die. Yeah, when Cthulhu dies, it's over. I need you to kill Yo Ghost, man. Kill him. God damn it. This is the worst part about this type of enemy, or this type of hero. It's very hard to kill them, or to get out of a fight if you, Alright. The Stoat is very hard, like I said. But it is definitely a fight that has a very huge reward for if you beat him. Where was your support where that gnome kept messing with me? Just wanted a friend. You took my pain and used it to win a damn award from that damn troll. You were my hero.
You have been defeated.
There are alternate endings to like everything in this game. Was actually misunderstood. Its misplaced rage was a call for help. Its anger and power would consume it and cause it to isolate and resent everyone else. If only you could have calmed him down.
Game loaded.
Alright. I got full everything. Maybe I'll give Yogo some more HP.
Game saved.
Alright, I can just skip all this. I don't remember the proper way to beat him, but I know he counterattacks everything. So you have to really be careful about what you do to hit him. I think he hurts himself with every attack he does, so it's just a matter of getting through it slowly. If I remember correctly. So I'll just... Honestly, speeding up Yogos might be to my detriment. Because he has a 75% chance of doing something I don't want him to. Honestly, Yogos dying is the best part of this. Or the most important part. I can heal Yogos, he can't. Or I can revive Yogos, he can't revive himself. The Stoat graphic is actually from, based on a T-Rex that Fnurf drew. I think I know what to do now. That is the best outcome, is a double prizes type thing. I'm pretty sure... Oh, I remember now. You gotta poison the stoat. Oh, man. I feel dumb. I should have been doing this the whole time. Because the stoat can constantly raise all of his stuff, but if you just don't touch him, he won't really hurt you. And the poison stacks. I remember now. He doesn't actually hurt himself with each attack. He just hurts himself if he poisons him, like I was supposed to do. And the game does kind of hint at it. You poisoned my mind. And if you use the magic up stuff, he would get more, would do more damage. But I remembered late. I think it'll work out this time though. He's doing tons and tons of damage that he does not counter. There it is. $666. I did watch a tutorial on how to do a good fluid punch, and that's one reason why the part of the ending for the stoat is the same, is because it just looked too good, and too much of the content inside of it was relevant for the main story, and also for both sides of it. Stoat heal and default power boost. See, yeah, it's all full up now, so it's like, who cares if it's busted at the beginning of the level? I had PJ make a Seinfeld-like sound.
Into the water. I won't lie to you boys, I was terrified.
I don't know why I did this joke,
I pressed on,
but it was fantastic to do.
and as I made my way past the breakers, a strange calm came over me. I don't know if it was divine intervention or the kinship of all living things and bunnies, but I tell you, Fenrir, at that moment, I was a marine biologist.
Then I was just reading this thing in the papers. It was amazing.
I know, I was just telling them the story.
Come on, Bina. Finish the story.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to return soup at the deli. So I got about 50 feet out, and then suddenly, the great beast appeared before me. I tell you, he was 10 stories high if he was a foot. As if sensing my presence, she gave out a big bellow. I said, "Easy, big fella." And then as I watched him struggling, I realized something was obstructing his breathing. Where I was standing, I could see directly into the eye of the great fish.
Elder God.
Whatever.
Well, what'd you do next?
Then from out of nowhere, a huge tidal wave lifted, tossed me like a cork, and I found myself on top of it, face to face with its tentacles. I could barely see from all the waves crashing down on top of me, but I knew something was there, so I reached my hand inside and pulled out the obstruction.
What is that? The Dark Diamond?
I got the achievement for marine biologist. Oh man, it took Fenrir a long time to do that one line that I needed him to do. I think he just didn't trust the scene was gonna be as good as it was, but man, that's one of my favorite jokes I did. This segment of the game, it's pretty, I think it's pretty clear what the focus is on. It's on the Dark Diamond. And the, because that was Fenrir as a person, or as a man, not as a wolf, not as anything else. So a lot of this chapter is about the corruption and the tease of power that Cthulhu represents within Fenrir's own heart. And that's a lot about what the Stoat chapter was. Is, you know, you had a little bit of a good thing, and you inflated it, and it became overwhelming, and it kind of killed a lot about who you are. And that's a lot of what Cthulhu represents in this story, is that Cthulhu represents that dark, sinful temptation of everything that Fenrir ever wanted, or could have wanted. And along the way, I make fun of him a little. This is one of my favorite comments, and I got a good little chuckle out of Fenrir when he played the game. Because Fenrir is pretty famous for, if somebody puts it in an OHR game and he thinks it's funny or great, he'll just steal the idea and put it in his own project, which is a lot of what happened in Vikings of Midgard. So this is a little poke at that. This really happened. Not to Fenrir, but to someone else. A lot of the stuff, like the stuff that's actually from Fenrir's games, is maybe 90% the way that he wrote it. I just manipulated some small details to fit the main narrative of Cthulhu's Paradox. And honestly, layering in his own work all together like this has worked out really well, I think, because I really enjoy how the pacing of this game is, and the way each little element contributes to the other. The whole OHR trial, and then the whole way that the OHR trial was relevant to the Stoat story was just like 30 minutes apart, and I think that was pretty easy enough to remember, and you know, just it followed through on it. Alright, be sure and pay attention to the hot dogs, because they sizzle and then they burn. I don't think anyone ever picks up on that. Not that they would, but it's something I purposely did to imply that Fenrir is distracted. There they go. Something awful is happening to Fenrir. This is when the game starts to get really good, like narrative-wise, I think. The end of Stoat was really good. Lady Freya is the lady that he kidnapped from the Vikings part of the game, so it's just another payoff from the beginning thing to later on. The OHR can do so many cool little things for storytelling. Like, the transparency stuff was a lot of fun to deal with. All the slicing and the ways that you can manipulate slices was fun. There's just a lot of really great tools for making games in the OHR lately. Apparently your quest to fill that rage meter was a trick. I heard one of the cultists say that. So chaos is here. Without my rage, I'm crippled to fight back. It's the only way to fix it. Yo, Ghost, come on, man. Let's get to that fourth world and then get revenge. Yo, Ghost. He's gone. I can still hear his voice in my head. That was a scene that I kind of put off for a little while because it's so incredibly short. But to make it visually, like, powerful, took a while to orchestrate the death of Yo Ghost. And it was another Mega Man thing because Fenrir's a Mega Man nut. Just because you're full of darkness doesn't mean you're evil. You're summoned from the dark dimension, which gives you your dark powers. That was something they mentioned in the Vikings world when the Vikings were talking about beings from the dark dimension. Didn't necessarily mean that Cthulhu was evil, just that he was from a place of darkness. I'm a giant monster because I'm insecure and need validation constantly. I've got so much of it over the years that it basically drained me of all of my empathy. I don't know what it's like to care about another person anymore. That was kind of the heart of the game, is Cthulhu learning humility, realizing that he is a monster, but Lady Freya represents that he doesn't have to be. This is the sound effect of somebody opening a box of garbage bags. I don't know, brings me fried chicken sometimes, and it's fantastic. Even if he says it's cooked inside of a car. That was a joke when Fenrir was cooking fried chicken on stream a long time ago, that he actually cooked it inside of his car. Alright, so now I can blend in with the other cultists. Thanks to Lady Freya. When I used to do that effect, I used to actually have to go into Photoshop and scale each one down a little bit. Like in Mr. Triangle's Maze, that's that way. But then there became a slice dissolve effect called Shrink to Center, which basically meant that I never had to do that again. Lots of powerful little tools in the OHR to kind of... Alright, the Stoat Heart. Makes your attack go up. Beating heart of a rabbit stoat. I don't really use a lot of magic as Cthulhu. I got a lot of... Let's see. I got a lot of money. I could probably get all the best armors available. Which I don't know with this little phoenix. Alright, so let's see. I can get the knight hat. I already have the power armor. I get the Viking shield. And then... Viking... There, that boosts some of my stats a little bit. Quite a bit. Alright. That's... Alright. I need some... I'm good on healing items. Alright, time to go to that fourth world. Not like I'm actually gonna switch to Game Maker or anything. That's a joke that a lot of people switch to learn other engines and don't stay with the OHR. Alright. Fourth world. This isn't entirely based on... I mean, it is based on something that Finner's done. But one of my favorite games of all time is Metroid Fusion, and that's a lot of the vibe from this. So it's been tremendous fun paying homage to that. 2% milk? What does 2% milk do? Milk that revives and heals everyone. Basically, it's just like a heal-all item for everyone. I put a Windows XP sound because I had Windows XP when I first started doing OHR. The original, but the current master. The original vanished years ago to seek employment at Adult Swim. The joke is that Mr. the creator of Arfin House, went to work at Adult Swim and stopped working at Arfin House. And the joke is that Mr. because the only person that really knew Mr. was Fen, is that he gave Arfin House to Fen, because Fen used Arfin House all the time. Where are the guys they can kill? I'm on a revenge quest. This is what's left of the Arfin House. It used to be a happy place. It had its share of mindless chaos, but it was always full of fun. I really hate that name. My sensors indicate you have lost a substantial amount of dark energy. Is it that obvious? Obviously. Some of the beings from the Arfin House still contain traces of dark energy. You can find them. You may be able to restore some of your strength. Take the path to the right of here. I have disabled the security lock on the door there. Future owner. So basically, Joe is like Adam from Metroid Fusion. And that the Mecha Cthulhu is the SAX. Alright.
Game saved.
So, I'll just explain in a second. This is a stealth portion of the game. A joke I made with Charbile is that, because I was helping produce another OHR, Benna, OHR's game, Benna's game, Blood Ledger, that I could just make like spend a couple of days I think I spent like 3 or 4 days trying to get everything right for this the way I wanted. To just make my own stealth game before Benna could release his own. And as I learned in the live stream that Fen did, not everyone likes stealth games. So I find it funny that I made a finished stealth mechanic before Benna, even if Benna's is vastly superior to mine. Alright, so these guys can't see you, but they do hear. When they get the little dots on them, that means to just a timer will run, and it will cycle through everything. And based on where you're standing, or what you're standing on, will determine if how they're, because there's like a radius around them. There's so like say the normal radius is if you step within 5 tiles in a square around them, they'll trigger a response, and after X amount of responses, X amount of steps, it'll cause them to get into the alert or the listening phase, like the ... And if you step in the water or the goo, that cone is, I think, reduced by like half or something. Joe's diary. I was wrong about the new owner. He merely wants to exploit us to help his own project stand out more. The shock value of using our cheapest jokes seems to please him consistently. So, they are complaining that Fenrir does not use them for good. Uses them for his own, without the integrity that they wanted. At this juncture of the game, I believe that if they catch you, it's like a instant kill. I'm gonna read all the Joe diaries after this chunk of the game. You have to be very patient at this part of the game, which is not something a lot of people are good at. So they will barrel through this part and then die, get frustrated. And that caused me to have to go in and make it so every time you die or you get caught, it expands the cone or the radius of them. No, it contracts it. So the point where it was like down to like you have to be 1 tile away to trigger a sound. So it became a lot more forgiving just based around how impatient everyone else was. Mr. Who abandoned us and given the Arfnest Fenrir a desire for elevated artwork and storytelling. It could take our IP into exciting new directions. Alright.
Game saved.
But you're still too weak to fight these guys. Alright, now we just gotta get to that other room and hope that some of the power gets restored to us. Oh, this is Fenrir reference number 7, because this area represents FFH2, a game that he made a demo for a Halloween contest, I believe, and then scrapped and then used all the assets in Vikings. So, was it better to scrap something that people liked like that, or and consolidated into one game, or should he have finished that? Well, I replayed FFH2 to be able to make these jokes. And yeah, like I think he made the right call. At the time, like, it was frustrating because I really liked what he was doing with FFH2. So this is supposed to be Ledger from Blood Ledger. He died from extreme old age because he was waiting for something that never came, which now is a little sadder because I think the joke was that Blood Ledger was never going to be finished, and now it seems like that is true, which is kind of a bummer because, you know, I produced it because I believed in it, and seeing it not become complete and become this big OHR masterpiece that I was hoping it would be is not likely going to happen. So that's just a bummer. New number, who dis? What did you say? Mom died a long time ago. Dad no one evil kitty. Tragic backstory. Ha 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 ha. The chaos lock you up because of your power or because you are insane? The guy in the computer sounded sane. Red Horde Man, bad. Green Worm Face Man, good. I guess. So the joke is, this is my mom and dad's cat, Henry. Unfortunately, Henry passed away this year. I'm glad I did something silly with Henry because I love that cat. He was really great to my dad and stuff. But so it's nice remembering him for something here. All right. So I got a good chunk of my power back. And more importantly, now I can fight the slime guys.
Game saved.
So it's time for business. Still not gonna do great, but and again, it's amazing at how well some of the FNURF sprites did for this game. Like, some of these are from Pokemon. A lot of sprites were from Pokemon, which was a game FNURF made. And after talking to FNURF, I was like, hey man, can I use some more of your stuff? Because I'd like the art style in my game to be consistent. And since you drew most of that stuff, can I use any of the stuff? And he said, as long as I don't use any of his original characters, it was fair game to use characters that he referenced. Now the cow is basically the duck from the other area. And it's very... Killing the cat, I don't think I've ever killed the cat. I think you get a lot of power from killing it. Yeah, part of killing the stoat meant every one of Cthulhu's default attacks raises his attack power, which can make him quite powerful over time. Joe's Diary 3. The owner, or he is the owner now, as Mystery will never return, has begun to use our world as a storage facility for his lesser remembered ideas. The FFH2 idea. I complained about garbage on my lawn, but it's now in my world. Let's see, and then the garbage was bad enough, but now he is mixing toxic chemicals that are harmful to us to create hair dye. The dye is for someone named Hottie, but not all batches are safe. Some create life forms of their own that are evil. So basically all of the blue monsters are just Hottie's hair dye. The dye monsters are blind, but can hear very well. It seems stepping in the dye itself creates a louder sound that alerts them sooner. Few have been able to sneak past them unscathed. I love this world. I love how different it is. I know a lot of people don't entirely like the stealth mechanics. I know Fenrir played the game recently, like yesterday, and mentioned how the stealth mechanic was better than the time when he first played it. I did, like I said, I created the kind of forgiving scripts for it. I like the Orphan House world mostly because of I took a big chance to try to make something different. I gotta be careful, I might actually die on this one. Alright. The cow does not heal itself, but it heals other people. Which means killing the cow is the priority. Oh, and it... Oh, man. This might be tough. Maybe not. Alright, I think that's... Oh, there's one more. Two more. Oh, this one's a big fight. I'm fighting them all because the fight later in the dungeon is can be a little tough. So yeah, I'm grinding, but... You get a good amount of experience points for killing the cat, I believe. And I think normally when it gets to be its turn, it just runs away. Yeah, I think if you use the magic up on Cthulhu, I think his power up becomes higher. He doesn't get 4, he gets like maybe, well, just it's more. Unless I did pick an arbitrary number, but I don't think I did. Alright, that's all of them. At least I'm pretty sure it's all of them. Yeah. Alright, in case the next part of this goes awry, I will save.
Game saved.
Alright. Oh man. It did go awry. Quickly.
You have been defeated.
And then here comes the big scary boss, and your instinct is to trigger the fight. Come on, walk around his sight and don't get caught. I mean, unless you want Chaos to win. You don't want that, do you?
Get him loaded.
Alright. Made it through the first room. Joe's here. Oh, the yellow rodent wasn't there? So I think Joe thought that Pikachu was alive and not the cat. I call him Mecha Cthulhu instead of like Metal Cthulhu because growing up there was always Mecha Sonic in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic books that I read. Even though there was Metal Sonic, Mecha Sonic was like the one from Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles and stuff. So that was always my favorite. It's cooler than you. It seems it was built around you at your peak strength. So in your current state, you are still too weak to fight it. Why do I even need to fight it? Can't I just kill more of those Pringles guys and then leave? Mecha Cthulhu has destroyed the gate back to your world, unfortunately. Well, crap. How do I get back? Based on what I know of your magic, you need a shard of the Dark Diamond to summon a portal. Mecha Cthulhu seems to be powered by that item. Or more of those potato chip guys so I can get strong enough to beat them. Most of the inhabitants of Arfin House have been killed by the Mecha Cthulhu. Finding survivors will be difficult. I want my mommy. Didn't you hear him earlier, Cat? Your mom's probably dead. Aww. However, I'm detecting faint life energy in the room south of where you found Evil Kitty. It's weak, but it might be a lead. Go there while Mecha Cthulhu is in the other area. You don't want to deal with him before you're ready. Alright, there's another small boss fight here. And it is further hitting that Metroid joke.
Game saved.
Is dog good boy? Something about this feels really wrong. Killed rats and ducks and all kinds of stuff, but this feels really off. Dog understands. Dog wants master to be strong. Take power, please. I'm getting soft. This creature is just like those ducks and mice. Another payoff to the whole referencing of Vikings, the Vikings world. The doubt I felt at the beginning of this mess again. What do I do? I feel hopelessly lost. Spare the dog. What's wrong with me? I need this power to get revenge. I'm nothing without it. I need it. So why can't I kill this cute defenseless dog? You think dog is cute? No. Dog want master to be happy. It's almost party time. Because you get the bonus if you've never, because it exports the global variable, if you've ever killed the dog. If you never kill the dog, you will get the HP boost. Why you kill my friends? Daddy! I don't know you. You guys yell so much in this world. Do you want to draw attention to yourselves? Let's see that robot. Cthulhu. Hey, please die now, okay? So now you fight Benna. I'm not sure why. You just do.
What's that? You're feeling slow. You know your knees aren't your feet. Benna, changed.
The whole joke is that Benna just changes accents all the time. I'm kind of wondering if Amy has any accuracy. All of her attacks have missed. Okay, she has some. Evil Kitty is just that good. Bye-byes. I'm pretty sure that I love Dragon Ball. You got more power. I see. You are almost ready to face Mecha Cthulhu. It seems he's been hiding in the ceilings where my scanners don't register signals. He is in the final room to the east of the hallway. If you can sneak up on him without him being noticed, you should be able to get him. This part used to be very, very difficult to trigger. I don't think anybody else has had to deal with it. But testing it was a nightmare. This is another thing. Because he just comes in out of nowhere, even when you're in the middle of an adventure. I have no idea what you're doing here. You popped in all random last time. It's just, there's nothing to do with what you're talking about. He just keeps going. So you got a lot more die monsters. You gotta sneak up on Housemaster. He has all sight when the other dudes are all the other. I was trying to do my own little stealth thing. And it works, it doesn't work, you know, it's... Oh. Probably shouldn't have wasted the milk. There we go. He's not so bad. So now Cthulhu is at maximum power. For all these years, Housemaster is finally dead. It was you who did it. That Fenrir killed Housemaster. The crazy people were actually the good guys. It will be okie dokie. You're a new dad. I'm not your dad. Okie dokie, puppy poppy. It was like every time I try to get ahead, something in my messed up life tries to hold me back. The only way I'll get ahead is if I put in the work. Chaos will not be in charge of my destiny. It's true. If you ever want to get ahead in life, you just gotta put in the work. Try hard enough. I don't know why you're evil, Kitty. You should really be good, Kitty. Okie dokie. And now his name's Good Kitty. Alright.
Game saved.
Here we go. I'm here. This is what you wanted, isn't it? Everybody hates me lately. Apparently all I try to do in my life is make everything a little bit better and people resent me for it. I don't even remember any of what these people have said I've done either, which is the messed up part. Look at you. You're a shiny and presumably better version of me, but I'm still the real deal. Maybe that's not enough for some people, but I'm learning that it is more than enough for me.
You earn the power of self-respect.
Scott Pilgrim joke. And now Yo Ghost is in the form he took on in Night Slights.
No.
He shoots power missiles, like from Metroid. I believe he's weak to electricity. Yogos is the best. This is a reference to Vikings of Midgard, when you would fight the Mr. Triangle boss. That's exactly what this boss is supposed to be modeled after. And that he has a lot of form changes. So this was my FU back to Fenrir. Man, Good Kitty's almost dead. And Mecha Cthulhu is actually modeled after Metal Sonic. Alright, well, we didn't get any experience points for Good Kitty. But Yogos is back in action. Fenrir loves Mega Man. Now we are in our final cutaway. Somewhere in Louisiana. We are regular Fenrir again. Do not walk on the grass. This is a reference to Mega Man Sprite Game by Splendid Land. Walking on the grass triggered horrible things in that game. Not that it's really that difficult to stay on the path in this, but... Charbile's here. Your mom and aunt have been really freaking out, man. Oh, you're here, Kenny. Come inside and get ready. Your Auntie Sari and I are those tortilla chips you like so much and the big jar of queso. Because apparently it's Fenrir's favorite snack, he said. Is queso chips. So bring your little friend inside and we'll help you summon a new friend to play with. Your mom sure loves you. So you sure you want to go through with this? Yeah, you're the one getting the nightmares. I did a lot of research for different ways that Cthulhu can come into existence. He doesn't actually come into existence, from what I've read, the way that happens in the game, but it does lend itself well for my story. And he's a mythical creature, and he's fictional, so you know you can kind of fudge the rules on that kind of stuff to a certain extent. But a lot of what the mythos behind Cthulhu is that he actually projects nightmares and like horrible thoughts into weak-minded people. So the idea here is that Fenrir is being corrupted by dark thoughts in the form of Cthulhu. But as we learned in Mission 3, Cthulhu is basically represents the darkness inside of him. I haven't met anybody that's actually pulled this summoning off. It's a myth. And Charbile would constantly call the community the Or community, even though OHR, I don't think that spells the word Or. I don't think it makes a sound at all. So, yeah. What did you say? The Or? Yeah, the official Hamster Republic community. But they think they can summon Cthulhu and it'll save the community. I've seen your little doodle pads and your weird games you make. I don't question why you draw the people to be dogs and why you make them do unspeakable things. Even your aunt and I aren't familiar with it. I assume it'll be okay. The boys will need our help with the ritual. Alright. Dark one from his dimension, he must occupy a host. He doesn't actually occupy a host. But, like I said, it works really well with the themes and stuff I was going for in this game. Would I ever see my friend Fenrir again? I knew to find out I would have to stay by his side even when he became that horrible monster. Which is, like I said, like it's referenced in the Stoat mission. We recruited all of his friends, and we did every ritual we could, but all it did was disfigure us in the process. The corruption of men into furries. I guess I get it now. I stole Fenrir, or Kenny's body, and he's fighting for control of it. So, yeah, Cthulhu is essentially, the summoned evil from Kenny or Fenrir, but he's taken over his body, and Kenny, who is the person that everyone fell in love with in this game, Fenrir, he's fighting to come out because he doesn't want to be a monster anymore. So that's a lot of what the conflict was just you were a piece of crap because you were a monster, but deep down there still was that person that everyone fell in love with right there. Guess I did try to ruin his life. At least I never tried to put his engine's mascot in a furry butt.
No.
He did do that. That was the joke there. So I like to hope that people can kind of get to the conclusion. I like to hope that people can get to they can kind of connect the dots of the whole monster inside of you taking over and stuff like that. I like to hope that people can kind of figure that out amongst themselves and it not need to be totally explained. Like I think there's enough breadcrumbs laid for it to be fun, and that's why I put the game in the collection, because I felt really proud of how I connected those stories together and wove that story. But this is where it goes in a different direction slightly, but some of this is like foreshadowed, like how some of the other stuff was. There was originally going to be a different outcome to this, but I'll explain. Alright, everybody, clear out. This is between me and Chaos. You're alive? Who besides Spoon? I'm going to show Chaos I'm the true master of darkness.
This is what you guys wanted, right?
You idiot. I summoned Chaos. You don't deserve to be the master of this castle. Look at all the great stuff I orchestrated by bringing him here. You're the one who did it? I knew it. Yeah, everybody acts surprised that Spoon is the bad guy. So, originally, the game was going to end with, Fenrir confronting the giant final boss version of Cthulhu from Vikings of Midgard in in like a Hall of Memories type of thing. But then Spoonweaver made OHR Afterlife, before I finished this, or got to this part, and I said, you know what? Screw it. I laid enough breadcrumbs, I can just kind of connect all those dots together and have a little fun too. So yeah, I played along with the contest and allowed Spoon to be the big bad, or a big bad. The big bad is still the darkness inside of your own heart that corrupts you and makes you into a monster that pushes your friends away. That's still the driving point of the story, but there are people and other factors that can influence the way that you maybe reach out to unhealthy things like that, and that's a lot of what Spoon represents in this game, is just somebody to push you past your limits and maybe cause you to be something you don't want to be. What is a bad guy if not for someone who just agrees with how someone else is doing things? I have enough dark energy to finish our plan. What plan? Taking over my cult wasn't it? That was phase 1. Phase 2 will be undoing your greatest accomplishments. Also, Spoonweaver hates Sonic the Hedgehog, so that's why he's Dr. Robotnik, because the joke is, why not? Like, what if he was? I don't know. I thought it was funny. Help with some of those. You're such a great helper. Let us finish my ascension. I'm really proud of some of the stuff I put in this game. And some of the, like, the storytelling and stuff. I think it's all really, really well done. Not to say that I think it's, like, better than anything. I'm just proud of myself for the work that I put into this. You don't want to follow me as much as you do Fenrir. I know I'm not him, and he's not me. But both of us are inside of who I am. I think all of my darkness corrupted the memory of your friend, and I'm sorry. So ditch those weird cult robes. If you want to stay, just be yourselves. All of his friends wanted him to be around. We love you, we just kind of forgot why we were here. You guys stand guard at the castle. I'm going with Cthulhu to punish Spoon. That's a reference to Gizmog's. Gizmog's name in Discord used to be Giz, parenthesis, or Giz, quote, punish Spoon, Mog, or something like that. Or Gomer. Gomer, I don't remember. But it was always punish Spoon in there. Snapcast to get that diamond back. You barely have room in the party. Good timing. Is Phoenix the technical OHR person? Look at Fiend with the OHR jokes. Actually, we're working on custom parties. Soon we'll be able to have more than 4 heroes in a party for battle. I don't think TMC talks that way, but it's funny to think. Nerds. I love you guys, but you're definitely nerds. Nerds are my people. Oh, fine. Come on, Charbile. The final battle awaits you. Be sure to stock up on items, the shop has new gear, and explore worlds to find missed treasure before taking on Chaos and Spoon. Alright, so let's go get some of that cool swag. I knew you were a good person. The best parts of Fenrir are inside of you. You can be the champion of darkness to keep the evil away. Charbile spent your entire journey on the sidelines. I want him to have this. He deserves it. You just got the Aegis shield. So, yeah, Aegis is the name of Charbile's sweetheart. Everyone is regarded an angel to keep them from going to a place they can't return from. I learned that Charbile is that for you. Protect him. Thinking about leaving again, I heard it was pretty close that something disgusting almost replaced that pickle in the stoat world. It's true. Like I said, it was literally, I literally had drawn the entire turd, and I was just shading it in and stuff. And then Fenrir was like, no, it'd be funny if it was a pickle. It was very close. And now you can kind of see, because they're in the same spots they would have been normally, you can kind of see which NPCs or which cultists were where. So if you ever played the game a second time, you'd know, oh, that was actually Gizmog. That was actually Kyle, you know. You didn't think you'd get through an entire Fenrir game and not see me, huh? This Fenrir puts Kyle in everything. I was his go-to character until everyone loved Hade. It's true. Let's see if I met the requirements for the banana scythe. Oh, you get the banana scythe if you've never killed the dog. That's what. So really not including the dog ever is incredibly just incredibly useful. I do not want to waste all my money on milk when the milk is not that great. I think I have the best gear I can get. Yep, that was Rue like I thought. Alright. We're at full health. I guess we could buy some healing items. Always good to dump some money on that. I don't need any other items anyways, so. I got lots of.
You must have enough gold.
Alright. Final world time. I love the final world. It was a lot of work, but man, I love it. I think it turned out so perfect. It's not that long either. It's pretty straightforward. What'd I say? The game was about 3 hours long? That's pretty close. I've died a few times. The stream's about 2 hours and 48 minutes, so... Remember, Spoonweaver is the #1 Sonic the Hedgehog fan. So yeah, he put a giant pink naked starfish on in my front lawn in Minecraft, and it kind of drove me insane. And then I blew up the OHR town. So cause and effect, I guess. So that's why there was a pink starfish guy in the opening things. So one of the parts of the cease and desist was not just to use the Technus ship. The octopus used to be called Clam Digger, and I named it Shellfish Digger. So nobody could ever say that it's the Clam Digger, even though it's pretty obvious that's what he is. The banana scythe is just way too good. So, Charbile is basically Frumpy. Alright. We'll go bottom first. I wish Parallax worked just a little bit better in OHR. Whoa, Cthulhu hit 3 times. But, because remember, Spoonweaver is the ultimate Sonic the Hedgehog fan, that's the joke I'm running with here. This is supposed to be the Sky Sanctuary Zone from Sonic and Knuckles. It also doubles as something else, but I'll let the game mention that. Alright, got the cat wand. Cat wand is, I think, the best weapon you can get with Charbile. Because you get more healing. You collect keys in this world, because in Tim Tim 2, that's like most of what that game is collecting keys. The banana scythe is just way too good. Alright, Charbile did the one thing we need him to do. And that's learn how to do the life spell. So if anything goes bad, we can fix it. I actually don't think I need to fight anything. I mean, I can just... There might be a full life spell. So maybe I'll get that. I guess maybe it's worth fighting a couple more fights. How long till Charbile levels up again? 9, 11? It's like 3 or 4 fights. I can do that, I guess. I don't think he learns full life, though. Alright. Remember, you have to get all the keys. That is not the sound from Cat and Box. That is a brand new sound that PJ made. Man, that triple cut with the banana scythe is just ridiculous. All you gotta do is just never have killed the dog. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Alright, it's final boss time.
Game saved.
This is about to be the final battle. Are we ready for this? This is the last chance we'll have before we start this. Yes. Know where we are? A tacky tower in the sky. We're in the world where I broke RMZ's brain. Remember how I mentioned that I played Minecraft with Spoonweaver? And yeah. This is the tower, the giant tower that he built in Minecraft. With enough energy, we'll be able to blast into Vikings of Midgard and destroy it. That's actually the zip file containing the default OHR, like that when you download it from the website. So yeah, his grand master plan was to get enough dark energy by siphoning it off of Cthulhu to blast Vikings of Midgard out of existence, and then make Tim 2 the pack-in game, so everybody plays his game and not Fenner's. Be the pack-in game with the engine, and I'll be immortalized. Why do you need chaos for this plan? Couldn't you just hack the game list again? Oh, sweet ignorant Charbile. You probably thought we were rivals, see? RMZ thought that too, until I waited until his birthday to get my revenge. Revenge? RMZ is a really nice guy. I feel like Charbile would say that. Well, I hope he would. Since our community betrayed me, I should have won the heart of the OHR, not him. All of the praise should have been for me. I did have something a little bit more offensive, and I did fix that immediately, because Spoonweaver did mention he did not want that at all in this. So, you know, I respect the guy that he was a good part of the joke, and I corrected that mistake. Not mistake, but I corrected that. I respected his wishes in that instance. So instead of whatever that was, which I won't say, he basically is super sour that I won the heart of the OHR. The final heart of the OHR, and then he sent me a trophy and all that stuff. Which, the trophy is right up there. So, lol. I'm best. I'm literally better than everyone that ever was or ever will be. I am a god to the OHR. Oh my god. Chaos, like Cthulhu, has a very high capacity for energy. I need that level of output to be able to achieve my goal. Really, if you weren't so morbidly insecure, it wouldn't have been so easy to stage this operation. Killing Holly, inviting chaos, all it took was one perfectly timed birthday party to ruin your cult too. He's also been the ultimate teammate. I don't want to flex too hard, but like, I love how the frame rate looks in this game with like things like animation, like the pulsing energy in that crystal. It looks so cool. You're just using him. Okay with this? Two of us have a mutual need for the other. When this is over, I will be able to conquer the world of darkness and be omnipotent. You two were made for each other then, egomaniacs. You merely lack the drive to fulfill your potential as a being of darkness. You are unworthy of what gifts the Dark Dimension have given you. You don't even realize that the Dark Diamond is the bridge between realities. From here, it's on a fault line that will lead directly to the Dark Dimension. It's perfect. I think we've monologued enough, though. It's time we finally get rid of these furries. Yo, Ghost isn't a furry. think Spoon is, yeah, Spoon's the support character, so getting him out of the way will just make things easier. There we go. Now it's just a straight fight with Chaos. Chaos has more HP than Spoonweaver did. Man, everybody's muted. Or stunned. Is there any way to... Man, that banana scythe is ridiculous. Not too bad. Charbel did not learn that move, so... This portion of the game took me a really long time to do, but I am very proud of it.
You make a good other.
Remember how I said this game is very much like Kingdom Hearts 2? That was a reference to when Roxas... yeah. Oh, hey, Finn. Finn's here at the very end. Yeah, you missed all of my insight into the game, but you're here at the end, so cool. But yeah, you're Roxas, and Cthulhu is Sora. I think these are the only tiles I used that Fenrir made. Everything else was kind of sprite pack stuff or stuff I manipulated. Like taking all the colors out of his work was actually really actually did not look too bad. But I did take, he had all these little trees all over the map. I actually made them all slices so I could do cool stuff with them later. This is literally the entire monologue from Kingdom Hearts 2 of when Xemnas is confronting Sora and Riku at the end of that game. Because darkness is, you know, something, 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 darkness. In the narrative, though, Charbile is Sora, in terms of the speaking roles, and Cthulhu plays the role of Riku. I provided the pine cones, and I made the podcast. I've killed the remaining elder gods from your world, saving you for last on purpose. When I'm rid of you, I will be the ruler of light and darkness. I will get my revenge. I am eternal. And yeah, Spoonweaver's the ultimate Sonic the Hedgehog fan. Oh, I didn't even notice that the milk has the ×2 ability. Oh my god, that's terrific. The banana thing is just the best. As long as Cthulhu doesn't lose his attack power. This fight is modeled after the final fight from Vikings of Midgard, which I mentioned was going to be the original final fight of this game. There we go. We did it. And the entire ending of this game is just Kingdom Hearts 2, but with these characters. I assume you're still here, Finn. A big reason why this game is Kingdom Hearts 2 oriented is because you and I were going to make Halloween Quest 2, which was heavily inspired by Kingdom Hearts 2. You know, it all just kind of went full circle. So it's the deepest cut Fenrir reference out of the whole game. So right before the credits is when the achievement should run for the beating the game. I actually made the ending before I made the majority of the game. Which was weird for me because I made the beginning, and then I made the end, and then I just made all the middle content that supported both the beginning and the end. I played around with a lot of different colors from the palette to figure out what would look the most World of Darkness like here. Even if a lot of the tiles are based around tiles that appeared in other places of the game. I had to watch this cutscene so many times to get all the little nuances in the most reasonable way. Charbile did all of the shading for me, and I drew every one of these pieces by hand and scanned them in and processed them as sprites. The dialogue in Kingdom Hearts 2 is so terrible. Yep, I got the achievement. So that issue is all fixed. And that means all the achievements in the game work. So part of winning the Heart of the OHR, I got special prizes from people that they donated. And this is poetry that Swordplay owed me for 2 years. And I cashed in on that for this game. I don't think it rhymes very good, but I think it's pretty solid. I probably should have put in a period at the end of all of that, but that's fine. This was supposed to be the song It's Raining Men, but I obviously don't own the rights to that, so I made put more EDM in here, since I used that for the bar dancing scene. So yeah, this is Cthulhu's Paradox. It was a lot of fun to make. Really strange, but it was a fun exercise for me in terms of project planning, story execution, and I know it's about other people, or loosely, but man, I'm really proud of this thing. Yeah, Kevin MacLeod, he's the guy that wrote all the music that Nathan used in a lot of his games. For the #1 Sonic fan, Spoonweaver. Yep, 2001. I met Feather and Lars because he liked my Mega Man X4 fan game. And here I am roasting him 21 years later. Yeah. Maybe after 21 years of knowing other people, I can roast them too. So that's Cthulhu's Paradox. It's available for free in the Super Collection. Available now. This Let's Play will actually be probably posted the next day or so. So thanks for hanging out. Hope you liked it. Hope you check out the game. If you don't understand it, I think that's kind of the point, but hopefully this Let's Play gives a little bit of insight into some of the wackiness of the decisions I made making it. So.